Well, BML Chief VRS Natarajan speaks exclusively to Times Now after allegations were made against the company for bending rules to allot land to Prime Minister's advisor's kin. BML management has nothing to do with allotments and it is unfair to blame BML in the matter. Report claimed that the niece and friend of T.A.K. Nair, who was the advisor to the Prime Minister, got land largesse from BML.
I only would like to say nowadays, seeing the circumstances, every newspaper and TV seem to be taking a small things to a mole out of a hill out of a mole, I would say. As far as this is concerned, this is the cooperative society of any company, whether it is private, state or public sector, is completely run by the elected representatives who are directors, who constitute a committee. They acquire land, they develop, they allot to the employees, and there is a provision under the Karnataka Cooperative Societies Act whereby 5% of the site can be allotted out of turn and the landlords. Landlords are giving in Karnataka, you cannot buy a land, only a farmer can buy a land. So societies find it very difficult and they have to appease the farmers. So there is a provision under the law, 5% can be given. So that is, under that 5%, the farmers nominate many people, okay? Many people, and then nominated people are being given. This is being completely run by the independent society. We have no connection whatsoever. Management has no control whatsoever, except there happen to be an employee. It happens in the thrift societies, cooperative thrift societies. It happens in the cooperative provision societies, as well as in the housing societies. And therefore, trying to fix the blame on the management on the allotments is absolutely unfair and absolutely against the fact.
So the whistleblower says these lands were given back when he took up the issue. So that itself, he says, is an indication of guilt. The land should not have given to these people. And he also points out that this happened when there was investigation about the Tetra deal by the Prime Minister's office. So was there some sort of quid pro quo, is the question being asked?
Yeah, I think Mr. T.K. Nair himself, as I hope clarified, there was no Tata-related issues in the relevant time, and therefore it is a far-fetched connection and linkage, number one. Number two is, I think Mr. T.K. Nair being in the highest office, moment somebody has brought up the notice to his notice, perhaps it looks to me, I am not very sure, that he, in order to avoid controversy, he has told the family members to return it, I suppose.
And Dhanya now joining us over the phone line from Bangalore. Dhanya, the BML chief clearly refuting all the charges.
Well, yes, that's the BML chief speaking to Times Now. In fact, his first reaction after a story broke out about a land allotments made to relatives of T.K. Nair. Now, what the BML chief says is that there is a law, there is a provision rather under the Karnataka Cooperative Society Act which says that 5% of such land can be allotted out of turn. He claims these allotments were made out of turn, and that's the prerogative of the BEML Cooperative Society, which is run by the directors of the company. But however, he makes a very interesting revelation. When I asked him how come these land allotments were returned if there was no controversy, he says perhaps Mr. T.K. Nair wanted to avoid controversy and he advised his relatives to return these lands. So did Mr. T.K. Nair know about these allotments in 2008 or 9 as the allotments were given back in 2010 after the whistleblower took up this case with the CVC and the Prime Minister's office?